Hi, Life School Red Oak teachers and staff. My name is Chelsea Davis, and I'm going to walk you through some tutorials, tips, and tricks of NWEA testing for middle of the year and end of the year. Today, I'm going to show you the teacher screen and the student screen simultaneously, walking you through the testing of getting students logged in so you can see the Proctor screen, the student screen at the same time for troubleshooting purposes and just kind of a quick refresher so we are ready for middle of the year, end of the year testing, or maybe this is even your first time to test. So I was able to create a mock student profile that we'll be using today. The first way you can log students in is you can use ClassLink to log in, or the way I'm going to be using today is you can use test.mapnwea.org, and you'll see this is the student login screen. I'm going to take you over to the Proctor screen or the teacher screen. The first thing I want to bring your attention to is the session name. They'll auto-generate a session name. I recommend changing it to something short and sweet. Today I'm using the session name 12. If you name it something long, it's difficult for the students to type in, and you'll end up typing in a lot of session names. You cannot control the password. Every morning it changes. So every morning you wake up and check your computer, it will have a new password. So just take note of that. Today we'll be looking at James Davis. He'll be taking the reading growth assessments for grade 2 through 5. If I check beside his name or a group of students and I check assign accommodations, I can assign whatever accommodations that this student needs according to their 504, their IEP, or their RTI accommodations as accordingly. Let's jump over to the student screen again. If I look over here, if there is a pop-up, there's a note on here how to disable the pop-up blockers, or if there is a red mark, maybe there is a pop-up blocker already on there, you can just jump over and click allow any pop-up or redirects. So when I get to the student screen and I'm ready to log in, I'm going to log in with my session name and my password. It's the same for all students, and click the blue arrow. It will take students to a screen where they drop down and they select their name. It'll auto default to the test that you have selected. If you've already registered them for more than one test, they'll have to drop down for the test that they're taking today. A helpful note is the student name missing. This will tell you step by step what you need to do. Click the blue arrow. Students will verify that the information is correct. Then you'll jump back over to your teacher screen. You can click refresh, and you'll see here action needed. To be confirmed, one student. Click confirm. This page refreshes every 60 seconds, so if you refresh the page, it'll make the process kind of hurry along a little faster. On the student screen, the blue arrow will pop up and the student can begin testing. When the student is testing, it'll let you know what question they're on, if they're rapidly guessing, and whatnot. So I want to go over some troubleshooting. Sometimes the internet, if it goes down, or maybe there's some connectivity issues, or whatever the case may be, let's say the student gets kicked out of the session and we need to get the student back into the session. I want to walk you through those steps today so you know exactly what to do in the case of that event. So, for example, if a student gets kicked out completely, they may have to go back to this screen. I'll pull it over here. We'll click Student Login. We'll type in the session name. Oftentimes, it'll take students right back to the same login page if they're kicked out. And here's what will happen. They drop down the box, they drop down the menu, and they raise their hand and they say, Mrs. Davis, my name isn't on the drop-down bar. So here's what you'll have to do. First things first, click here and it gives you step-by-step instructions what you need to do. Oftentimes I found it says paused or testing. If you follow those directions, I don't know why it says paused or testing, but if you follow those step-by-step instructions, oftentimes that is where you can get the name back. So let's jump over. Let me make this a little smaller. Let's jump over to the Proctor screen. I will select just the student who got kicked out of the test. Select action. I'm going to suspend the test. That just means I'm pausing it. Okay. Or you can do this, let's say, for instance, this student didn't finish and you need to finish it tomorrow. You can also do this steps for the next day. So I'm going to suspend the test. Then I'm going to select action. I'm going to select test again. And then it moves to awaiting student. Then the student name, sometimes you need to refresh on the student page because again, it refreshes every 60 seconds. Then the student name should reappear and the student should begin, they confirm again, and it should pick them back up where they left off. You do have to reconfirm the test again. Select action, confirm. It'll pop up to resume the test. Click done, blue arrow, and it picks the kiddo up exactly where they left off. If you have a kiddo that didn't finish one day and you want them to finish the next day, you can do that same procedure exactly the way I just did it for that student. I hope this quick little tutorial helped you. Just a refresher, that's our number one thing is students getting kicked out and what to do between the teacher screen and the student screen. So hopefully seeing it side by side will help you. I encourage you to have this video pulled up. Feel free to use it in the lab. That is the number one thing to remember. Suspend their test, test again. Once they select their name, then you have to confirm. Don't confirm their name until they select it. Have a great day and good luck on NWEA testing. I know you'll do great.